Hi, so last Friday, out and about, I was invited to a tea party, which was hosted by the Harris ladies. And they teach the Quiet Heart class on Friday, and I teach on Tuesday. And so we went to Quiet Heart Ladies Mission, and we did a tea party with the ladies, and it was such a blessing. And I wanted to share just a little bit of what we did last Friday. The Harris girls sang, and Miss Harris delivered just a little food for thought, I guess. And then her daughter Clara, which I did not get any video of, she gave the devotional, and everything was just so good, and we left feeling very blessed. So I wanted to share a little bit of that time, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's a blessing.
Still I forgot his story, and it goes like this. There was several different kind of slight variations, but it's an old story that goes well with tea parties. There was a couple that used to go to England to shop in beautiful stores. They both liked antiques and pottery, especially teacups. This was their 25th wedding anniversary. One day in a beautiful shop, they saw an exquisite teacup. They asked the clerk, "May we see that? We've never seen one quite so lovely." As the lady handed it to them, suddenly the teacup spoke. You don't understand. You have to suspend your disbelief here for just a moment. As the lady handed it to them, suddenly the teacup spoke. "You don't understand," it said. "I haven't always been a teacup. There was a time when I was red and I was clay. My master took me and rolled me and patted me over and over, and I yelled out, 'Let me alone.' But he only smiled and said, 'Not yet.' Then I was placed on a spinning wheel and suddenly spun around and around and around. 'Stop it, I'm getting dizzy,' I screamed. But the master only nodded and said, 'Not yet.' Then he put me in the oven. I never felt such heat. I wondered why he wanted to burn me, and I yelled and knocked on the door. I could see him through the opening, and I could read his lips as he shook his head. 'Not yet.' Finally, the door opened. He put me on a shelf, and I began to cool. 'Whew, there, that's better,' I said. And he brushed and painted me all over. The fumes were horrible. I thought I would gag. 'Stop it,' I cried. He only nodded. 'Not yet.' Then suddenly he put me back into the oven. Not like the first one, this was twice as hot, and I knew I would suffocate. I begged, I pleaded. I screamed, I cried. All the time I could see him through the opening, nodding his head, saying, 'Not yet.' Then I knew there wasn't any hope. I would never make it. I was ready to give up. But the door opened, and he took me out and placed me on a shelf. Sorry, runny nose, allergies. He said, 'Not yet.' Then I knew there wasn't any hope. I would never make it. I was ready to give up. But the door opened, and he took me out and placed me on a shelf. 1 hour later, he handed me a mirror and said, 'Look at yourself.' And I did. I said, 'That's not me. That couldn't be me. It's beautiful. I'm beautiful.' 'I want you to remember, then,' he said, 'I know it hurts to be rolled and patted, but if I had left you alone, you'd have dried up. I know it would made you dizzy to spin around on the wheel, but if I had stopped, you would have crumbled. I knew it hurt, and it was hot and disagreeable in the oven, but if I hadn't put you there, you would have cracked. I know the fumes were bad when I brushed and painted you all over, but if I hadn't done that, you never would have hardened. You would not have held. Now you are a finished product. You are what I had in mind when I first began with you.' And the moral of the story, of course, is God knows what he is doing for all of us. He is the potter, and we are his clay. He will mold us and make us so that we may be made into a flawless piece of work to fulfill his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Just like these beautiful teacups that I brought from my mom, and brings back a lot of memories and just something for everybody to enjoy. But so I'm going to read real quick these first 6 verses of Jeremiah 18, 1-6, where it says, 'The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will cause thee to hear my words. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheels. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again, another vessel, as seemed good to the potter to make it. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, O house of Israel, cannot I do with you as this potter, saith the Lord? Behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are ye in my hand, O house of Israel.'"
What was that, Jeremiah?
1-6. Jeremiah 18, 1-6. I'm sorry. Yes.
Also, I'd like to say that if you are a pastor's wife, or if you are involved in your church in some way, where you could just drop Brother Rocky Shelton, Miss Deborah Shelton's name, for Crossroads Rescue Mission and Quiet Heart Ladies Mission. That would be a blessing. They do travel with the men. Brother Rocky, the men travel and the ladies travel, never together, but anyway, they have different locations. The men's mission is located in Shelby, North Carolina, and the Ladies Mission is located in Gaffney, South Carolina. And they all go to our church, sitting in different sections. And I know that if you could have either one of those at your church, that both of those missions would be a blessing to your church family, and someone to consider taking on in missions